everybody. Welcome to Kame House Party. I'm Vince.
I'm Aaron.
And this is the podcast where Aaron and I get together after watching copious amounts of Dragon Ball. We're trying to go through every episode and iteration of the show. And we come onto the podcast to talk about it in a fun and comedic manner. There are bits. There are some improvised skits. There are segments. There's a funny commercial or sometimes a real commercial. But all of that is coming up on this week's episode. But before we get to that, we've got to do something called Kame Housekeeping. Yeah, no, thought I was going to forget what it was or mess it up. I didn't that time. It's Kame Housekeeping. Because, you got to clean up before a house party or else everybody's going to be like, ew, this place is dirty. We should go to a bar and spend all our money and all that kind of stuff. And
I've never said that. I'm like, I will ride this out or I will go home. I will not go to a bar.
Aaron, that wasn't coming from my experience because I love a good house party, especially when you don't have to BYOB. And somebody splurges on like a mini keg or a 30 rack or something.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do for you, the audience. And we got to start with the first piece of Kame housekeeping. And that is the 1 minute roundup.
You shot my nose off. Why'd you do that, Bill?
Well, I was looking at clouds, trying to determine what they were in my mind's eye. And
yeah, I said the one on the left was a turtle.
And you had the nerve to call it a turtle. You know my wife has dry skin, okay? She gets called a turtle every time she goes out into town.
But I wasn't referring to your wife, who is next to us. Hi, Linda, again.
Hi, baby. See how I defend you? Yeah.
I wasn't calling her a turtle. I said that cloud with the 4 tails and a shell and a katana looked like a turtle.
Oh, now you're coming at my wife's Japanese heritage. And seed.
Good, because I was kind of forgetting to breathe through my mouth. So I was holding my nose on that one.
That is an improvised Western scene to loosen Aaron and my muscles up to get really into that improv when the episode starts. But now we got to get to the 1 minute roundup proper, which is where one of us, this time Aaron, has 60 seconds. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not going to do it. But you can count them when he starts because he has 60 seconds to summarize everything that has happened in Dragon Ball to this point. That is 140 friggin' episodes. You know why we do this? Why we subject ourselves to such torture as punishment? It's for you, the listener. So you don't have to go back and listen to every single episode or watch every episode of Dragon Ball just to get caught up to where we are and enjoy the party as it is right now. Okay? We don't want one of those scenarios where you show up at a party and everybody knows everybody and you're like kind of on the periphery and they've got all kinds of weird inside jokes and all that kind of stuff. And you're like, ha, 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 I don't get it. And then somebody has to explain it to you. Then you feel like
you're really channeling your college days here.
I feel
like.
What? That wasn't exactly how it was the second night out in college. I didn't know how people knew each other so well so soon. But
good. Then we won't dwell on.
We won't dwell on that. We won't dwell on my college years because it got better, and I became a fine individual from it, and left with a degree and great friends. This is all true.
See all your real friends from college who listen to this stuff.
All my real friends from college that are listening. What up? But Aaron, enough stalling.
Fine. Stop dredging up your past and now dredge up this show's past.
Please.
In a delightful banner. All right, here we go. Everything that has happened so far in under a minute, starting in 3, 2, 1. Dragon Ball is 7 magic crystal balls. If you collect them all, you get any wish you want. And it stars Goku, who was a little boy, but now he's a little man. And he went on a whole bunch of adventures. Here are some of them. He stopped the goblin from taking over the world with his buddies. He trained with an old man and his best friend Krillin for a Tenkaichi tournament and got second place in that tournament. Then he went off to find one of the magic Dragon Balls again because it was Memento. And in doing so, he beat up a militia. He fought a bunch of monsters, ended up fighting his grandpa as a ghost, which was actually very sweet. Then he trained for a couple more years. Then he fought in the Tenkaichi tournament again, and he lost to a Triclops. And then after that, his best friend got killed by a demon. So he had to fight a bunch of demons, and mainly the King Demon, King Piccolo, which he did, barely. Then he trained with God, who was kind of related to that demon because Christianity's weird. But now he's on the third Tenkaichi tournament, and he's fighting for his life against the man who beat him last tournament. Let's go.
Whoa! Oh my goodness, Aaron.
I saw the timer. I knew when to.
Whew. But that was impeccably paced. That may be the most complete 1 minute roundup.
If you skip over everything,
if you skip over
get through it.
Yeah. But that was really good. I really appreciated that. And if you, the listener, still think that there was some stuff left out, there are bits that you missed, and you want to know more about that.
Entire supporting cast.
Yeah, you want to know more about all the people he met along the way. You want to see that sweet fight with his grandfather. If you want to see this original Demon King or even meet God yourself.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Korin.
We didn't talk about that talking cat or his buddy Yajirobe in that 1 minute roundup.
We're saying too much.
Oh,
we're saying too much. We rounded it up already.
We rounded it up. But if you want more, please go back, listen to our old stuff. It's great. There are fun guests on some of those older episodes. There are some amazing episodes about the Red Ribbon Army that we get into. So go back, take a listen to those, and then, just jump right back in where the water's warm and everybody knows your name. It's Kame House Party. And now that that's over, we have to get into the second and final piece of Kame housekeeping before we get into the episode proper. And that is where I tell you, the listener, that Aaron and I watched two different versions of the show. I watched the the English dubbed version, while Aaron watches the Japanese English subtitled version of the show. Why we did that? Well, sometimes mistakes, they turn into little miracles. And that's what happened when Aaron and I sat down and
that's
realized...
what my dad said. And it's true, and I believe it.
I believe that you're a miracle. You're a miracle to me. And that...
You held me in that manger. The three old guys came.
Frank, Sense, and Murph.
Murray.
Murray.
Hey, wait to see this kid. Look at that arm on him. They were baseball scouts.
They were baseball scouts. They were baseball scouts for the local minor league team. And they wanted Aaron bad. They wanted him bad, something fierce. But that dad of yours, he said, no, we're keeping this miracle. You can have your angels out there in the outfield.
I actually broke my arm and had a reverse Rookie of the Year where it got worse.
Right.
Which I guess is just normal breaking your arm.
Yeah. You had a hairline fracture, and they gave you the Tommy John surgery. It was an elective Tommy John surgery. But back to the whole we watched two different episodes thing. It was a mistake that we made early on. Decided to write it out, and it gave us a dearth.
Like my dad.
Just like Aaron said. It gave us a dearth of content to talk about because a lot is changed per the versions. The Western version loses out on some great translations, some music cues that aren't in both. Western context changes turn scenes completely on their head from what the Japanese versions are. And the Japanese versions are just sometimes so ridiculous, we can't help but giggle. Usually the first difference is the title. So, Aaron, I was struggling to pick which one of us went first this time. So I'm thinking
very similar.
They're very similar. I'm hoping because Vince always wants a Yahtzee, and a Yahtzee is where both titles match word for word. We've only had one. But
if then in the spirit of that, I'll let you go first, methinks.
Ooh, okay.
Because mine's a little spoilery. And by me, I mean a lot spoilery.
Yeah, so is mine. But here we go. Episode 141 of Dragon Ball. The Four Faces of Tien.
Happy, sad,
Mm-hmm.
angry.
And what's that last one?
I'm gonna say disgusted. 'Cause
Okay,
he
yeah.
fears no man.
He fears no man.
Get out of here, Bill Hader. We don't need your voice.
Yeah.
Mine's way more spoilery.
More spoilery than that?
Yeah.
All right, hit me with it.
Because that one you can interpret that.
Allusion.
It eludes interpretation. So, episode 141 of Dragon Ball. 4 Tenshin Hans.
That's way more spoilery than I thought mine was.
Honestly very mad when I saw that. I'm like, I know it's gonna happen right out of the gate, but you can't even just give me a little bit less. Just let me live in that suspense of what this is going to be.
And I enjoyed the suspense I got. I do feel bad for you. Now we're getting into the episode proper. So strap in and sit down, listener.
Keep your hands inside the podcast at all times.
Yeah, we will not be responsible for any loss of limbs or additional things that you've got. Or
for
triclopses.
you multiplying.
Yeah, if you cross your arms and multiply.
Or division.
Yeah, he's using the wrong hand symbol. But that's exactly where this episode picks up. Again, from where the last one left off. Tien was charging up a technique. He said to Goku, "You were really fast, but you're not fast enough for 12 eyes to not be able to catch you." And that left me wondering what exactly that was going to look like. I thought it was going to be a bunch of eyes on Tien's head. So I lost that bet, unfortunately. But
yeah, I thought it could have been multiple heads.
Yeah.
Which kind of true, but not really. Not in the way I wanted it to be.
Right. And based on his last surprising technique.
One on each wrist, and then a fourth head on his chest.
See, now that is creativity at its best. But what we got was still pretty cool. But yeah, I was thinking of something more body horror-ish, like the Four Witches technique, where Tien sprouts Goro arms.
Mm-hmm. Just out of his back.
Out of his back. But what we got was Tien charging up. We're starting to see the seeds of power being displayed in aura form in Dragon Ball, which is really fun to watch. How it starts as like just kind of a shimmer. It's very faint to where it eventually goes. But Tien's charging up, talking about his Four Faces the technique, and he then divides. Then he divides again. And so now we have 4 Tien Shin Hans in the ring versus the one Goku. Everybody thinks it is another after image technique.
But it isn't. It's clone jutsu.
Yes, it's Kagebushin no Jutsu.
Or as they say, Shishin no Ken, the four forms technique.
I like that, the Shishin no Ken. Is that what Tien calls it?
That is correct.
Because I think you'll like what the English version of that is.
All right. What does British Tien say?
British Tien, he says, "Oi, this is my trump card, my best technique. Quadruple. Oh, sorry, it's hard to say. Quadruplification." I like that.
That's pretty good. That's good.
Yours is cooler. The only thing that would have really I would have lost my mind is if he did the fingers crossed like Naruto does in Naruto, and
they would have poofed into existence.
If they would have poofed into existence, I think my nose would have bled and I would have skyrocketed out of the window.
If they were sexy Tiens with wigs.
Yes. If Tien used the sexy jutsu, I would have been all about it. But this one's just as good, I think.
Well, it wouldn't have worked on Goku. It wouldn't matter to him.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Are those girls?"
Better check. Still don't know. I checked. Let me check again.
Let me check again.
Goku, what is this technique?
Goku's like,
that is shaming me in front of everyone.
I don't think we should go any further than that.
Yeah, the end.
The end.
If we can pause, explore this 4-person thing in a non-horrible way real quick.
Yes.
Tien should be disqualified, I think.
Okay, counselor, explain your case.
This is the Tenkaichi tournament, as in the bylaws. Look, we all know it says there's something about a dog that can't fight the Tenkaichi tournament. We know this.
Ooh.
Yes, dog president made sure that wasn't in there. 2, this 1v1 competition. And as proven, this is not some sort of illusion technique, which we allow.
Mhm.
That's in Article 12. There are now 5 different people in the ring. It is now a 4-on-1 match. That's illegal, my dude.
Okay.
This is a 1-on-1 tournament. Yeah, it's the same person, but it's still multiples of people that can act independently.
Now, I may be just a simple Southern fried attorney defending a triclops here, but is it not the announcer's discretion to disqualify an individual for breaking said rules in the rule book, Mr. Dog President?
Whoa. Woof woof.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did not know your secretary was allowed to answer. But Mr. Dog President.
Woof. Woof, not roughed.
Mr. Dog President, if I may proceed, I believe that my client, Mr. Tien Shinhan, he generated these 3 other beings from within himself. If Mr. Shinhan had done something along the lines of the Murasaki 5, as noted in the Red Ribbon Army White Tower of Terror saga.
We've all read the manga. Go on with it.
So, well, I did not mean to stall any further. I'll just get to it. He's using his own energy to create these duplicates within the ring in front of your very eyes, and you can see that they are, in fact, not separate people. They think with one mind. They see with 3 eyes each. These are all my client, and thus it is still a 1-on-1 fight. We've seen Goku use after images. We've seen winners of this tournament destroy the moon. Why is this still a thing?
So you're just like, are we putting the tournament on trial?
Yes!
I agree. This is horrible for the environment.
Of course!
It destroys the local economy.
Absolutely decimated. Airbnbs have run rampant.
Yeah, we can't allow that. We can't allow them.
Yeah, we cannot
In the
allow
city.
these Airbnbs here.
We can't allow people to make extra income.
Now, as a prosecutor and as a defendant, and this is probably a first, where we are in the middle of a deliberation and finding common ground, I would like to ask you, would you like to go get donuts with me after this?
Well, everyone knows that donuts and lawyers go together, like dapping your brow with a silk handkerchief.
That's
in a
right.
Hot courtroom.
Ooh, my man.
Ooh, I'm picking up some of your affectation, I do believe.
It does
You've
well.
infected me with your charm.
It does well off. That southern charm is not a joke.
Shall we leave this proceedings? Let them have their tournament this year. But
Next year,
that's class action suit.
Dog President,
coming.
we're coming for that tail. You better put it between your legs.
You too, Secretary. We
Woof.
know who the true power is with.
Woof, 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 woof.
He's slow woofing us out the door.
Woof, 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 woof. Oh, such vitriol from such a refined individual. I never.
CNN's gonna blast your ass for this, Dog President.
Hashtag not all dogs.
And
see.
Yeah, stop the tournament. That's really what I'm saying.
That's really what we're all about, is stopping this tournament. I mean, of course, we could talk about how good this all looks all day. There are 4 hunky Tiens out in that ring. And I like Launch's line as she's looking on from the crowd.
Ooh, let's see if it matches.
She says, I thought Tien was an only child. Now these are quadruplets? Whoa.
My Brooklyn mind is flabbergasted.
I've
at
never
this
seen
notion.
quadruplets in my whole life unless we're talking about, 4 identical slices of za. Me launch from Brooklyn. Oh, but did that match up with?
Same thing. Yeah, I had no idea 10 was actually quadruplet. So I do like I thought he was an only child because that implies they've had a conversation about
They've
this,
talked
their
about it.
families.
Thank you for bringing that up because that's what I was going to bring up next. Some of the context, like some of the Western lines, give context that certainly isn't there. Like Launch and Tien having enough alone time to talk about their upbringing, which leads me to ask: is Launch an only child?
Is she two sisters that combine themselves, Voltron style?
Yeah, is she a fusion gone wrong?
Did she get Full Metal Alchemist to do it?
Where
Is it
blue-haired Launch had to save blonde-haired Launch from her arrogance, trapping her soul within herself?
Guys, I haven't seen Full Metal Alchemist, but I'm meme savvy, so I know there's a girl and a dog, and it's real fucked up.
Oh, that's more than I know.
Well, there's a combination using alchemy, is all I'll say.
Oh,
and it's pretty horrible.
Oh,
but maybe this is one. I don't know. Is it that situation? They both loved the same man and said, "Well, if we're the same person."
Maybe they did. Maybe that's how it all happened. But I didn't appreciate Bulma actuallying her. Look, Bulma. Not everybody has such great hearing thanks to the money they can get from Capsule Corp to keep their ears clean, okay? Launch didn't hear.
Gunshots are loud,
Uh-huh.
and she doesn't wear protection, and that's her right as a Metro West citizen.
She can get tinnitus as much as she wants, Bulma. You don't have to, actually, it's quadruplification. He just said it. Weren't you listening? Isn't he supposed to be your man? Meanwhile, her man is just sitting on the sideline like a punk.
Being still a loser.
Still
lost.
Still lost to an old man, even using his spirit balls. Not enough. But I wrote in my notes, Aaron, and I want your opinion on this. What would you think of me starting a band called Goku and the Four Tiens?
Well, what kind of band is it?
Aaron, these days, a band can be whatever I want it to be. I'm thinking some kind of urban K-pop fusion.
4 kazoos and a beatboxer.
Exactly. There's 1 beatboxer and 4 kazoos.
But one of the TNs is the beatboxer.
Yes, one.
It doesn't matter. Not the Goku.
Not the Goku. The Goku is the only one that uses he uses a recorder. Everybody else uses kazoos. And we'll be headlining Coachella this year. Goku and the Four Tiens. Check us out on Spotify. And a new preview service for Spotify I'm calling Spotify Next. It's not a real thing, but Spotify, that's one free idea. The next one's going to
cost. Hit us up on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
I would at least listen to one song.
So what would your Goku and the Four Tiens band be?
That is clearly a doo-wop band.
Oh, yes.
It's Sha-na-na.
It's Sha-na-na, but they dress like Goku and the Four Tiens.
Yeah. 4 shirtless men in their 70s.
And a Goku that never ages.
Mm-hmm.
Chi-chi. Chi-chi, baby.
Chi-chi. Whoa, 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 whoa. I touched her crotch, and she was mine.
My Chi-chi is so fucking fine.
She waited several years for me.
And when I saw her, I could not see who she was. Okay.
Yeah. We're not the 2 tenors.
Yeah, we're not the 2 tenors. Mostly because I'm technically a basso profundo. And I would say, Aaron, you would be a tenor-bass hybrid. You would be every choir director's dream.
Great gas mileage, great voice.
Oh my God, those hybrid singers, they can do whatever they want. Me, I'm just the bass comedic relief.
Those hybrid singers, they're not going to worry about, they can get in any parking space. Not too big.
Not too big, not too small. They fit on the risers just right.
And I gotta say, as a hybrid singer, I feel real great about myself. Pretty smug
As you should.
about my what I'm doing for the environment and for this choir.
Exactly. That's one less mouth to feed on tour. But so Tien splits into 4, and he's really giving Goku some trouble, right? And Aaron, I like this a lot. I feel bad for Tien because he's so confident. I don't know what he's witnessing. I guess he's gotten so much stronger. And he's got 4 of him. And like Goku is dodging and he's getting hit a couple times and he's going down a couple times. And he's like, all right, there's no way you can beat me. I'm unbeatable now. He says it all the time, that Tien. But Goku manages to zip away and land a kick that knocks all 4 of them down. Which would, if I was Tien, would be like my first like, oh shit, maybe this wasn't a good idea.
Oh boy, better regroup, fellas.
And they do. They regroup.
Get on my shoulders. Let's go.
Yes. Get on my shoulders and put on this oversized coat.
Chiaotzu, the trench coat now. My sneak into an R-rated movie technique.
Ah! Goku's not allowed to see R-rated movies without a parent involved. How can I fight him if he's in a movie I can't see?
Yeah. He quickly constructs a movie theater, writes, directs, shoots, edits an R-rated, gets it rated by the MPAA to screen, makes a work cut. It's the 80s, so it's on film. Makes a work print, makes a theater, hires staff for it, gets the movie seen in this movie theater, goes in without getting ID'd in about 10 seconds?
Well, he is so very fast that the eye can't see him. So that this could all be done with 4 of him. Why not?
And they're all, that's true. There's all 4 of them. But yeah, Goku, haha, you can't touch me in here. I'm safe for 2 hours. Also, there's some nudity in this.
And that's what really kills Goku. He's just hands on his head screaming, no, I want to see partial nudity.
I want to see Lion King instead, but it's not playing here.
Hakuna Matata.
No worries, because that didn't happen.
Right.
Something less fun. It's Tien. He's like, all right, boys, break it up. They go to the 4 corners of the arena. They're like, haha, now we see everything you do. And now all 4 of us, because you're in the middle, we're going to shoot you at the same time with this laser ball. And they do, creating a mushroom cloud. And you think Goku's nowhere to be found. It doesn't look like he jumped out of the way. And after the smoke clears, there's no Goku, correct?
Correct.
But then Tien, with all 12 of his eyes, looks up, scans the horizon. There he is! And then all 4 of them shoot eye beams, right? Not even beams, like eyeball. They shoot eyeball shaped. Well, they're balls of energy.
Right.
They shoot out.
From his third eye, from all 4 of their third eyes.
And they all hit Goku, who's hiding behind a cloud like a sneaky boy.
Yeah. I wasn't so sure about that. I'm still kind of confused on whether or not Goku has the power of flight. Because he's able to hover. Not. He's able to hover in the past 2 episodes. He's been fighting in the clouds.
I don't know if I wrote this down, but I don't want to reveal it yet. There is something Tien says that maybe makes me think that neither of them have been flying.
Oh, okay, yeah. Hold on to that.
They've just been jumping and hovering, which is technically not flying. A hovercraft is not regulated by
what is it?
Whoever regulates that.
FAA?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
That's it. Look, we don't do research, ladies and gentlemen. So
we don't have our pilot's licenses.
No, but I think I know 2 people.
We know
with
John
Travolta's
Travolta's.
Licenses. I know a pilot. He's a good guy.
Are they treasure hunters? Because that's the only reason to be a pilot.
No, he flies a regional airline and makes good money doing it.
Actually, that sounds original. See, that's the ticket to me.
Yeah,
they're going to be working for like a big company. Oh boy,
He's got some really cool
That's-
stories. I should maybe bring him on and we can talk about flight with him when we get to
Yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff. But
Hey, these people fly without planes. What do you think about that? Are you insulted? Does this upset you that they've mastered something?
that it's taken you years and thousands of hours in both simulated and actual cockpits to get the proficiency to just barely keep up with the changing technologies in your industry.
How much money would they be fined for all these? I guarantee they're breaking regulations left and right.
I'm assuming, but let's just say this: most of the time, small human-shaped flying objects, a la Iron Man, would suggest you can get around a bunch of radar by being teeny tiny. Birds don't show up on radar because they're teeny tiny.
Mm-hmm. Any sort of bird man. You're not pumping out. Well, Iron Man might be pumping out radio waves.
And there's a heat signature
he's
for
got-
him.
Yeah, he's got a FCC clearance.
He's got to.
Oh, you know, heat's coming off. Sorry, we're having this discussion without your pilot friend, but
It's okay.
you know, Goku's pumping off that heat. You know, they see it from a mile away.
I guess.
Also, several miles away.
Several miles away. Yeah, I'm sure when they're powered up flying, you can feel that heat.
He can't be that efficient of an engine to where none of his there's got to be some residual energy that just gets turned into heat, wasted as like heat, right?
Yeah, like heat and
It's
sweat.
gotta be.
It's just like he's just like us. Goku sweat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Can
he's
you
got to
feel
be
it?
powering those machines in the Matrix. Just get one Goku.
Oh my God, one Goku instead of all those millions of humans.
Yeah, even though the math doesn't work out, but whatever. It's fine. It's a movie. Speaking of one Goku does get hit by these balls.
Oh yeah.
He falls to the ground and he gets hit so fucking hard.
They did not skimp on this little sequence. I think Krillin says something along the lines of like, I hope Goku has really strong bones. It's something like, I can't remember.
I hope
that.
he's been drinking his milk. Fortified with riboflavin and vitamin D. All natural from happy cows in California.
Did you say riboflavin?
Riboflavin.
No.
Growing up, you know they had those milk posters. Like, drink milk. It's riboflavin. You need it. Without ever explaining what that shit is. But
Well,
apparently I needed it. And it
don't-
had to be in chocolate form.
Oh God, I only remember that word coming up. Eddie in is it Daddy Daycare? He has a line where he talks about riboflavin. He's like, you gotta drink the milk. It's got the riboflavin. You know, the riboflavin. Like one of those lines where they were just like, Eddie, just keep saying it. It's really funny the way you say it. Like
If you
anything
say
that
a
JB
wo-
Smoove does in anything, it's just funny because of the way he says it.
If you say this funny word that no one really knows how to pronounce 10 times, boy, oh boy, that's comedy.
And Eddie said, all right, you gonna pay me, right?
I mean, you're this is your Daddy Daycare is your passion project, Eddie. You're the producer on it. Technically, you're paying for it with the funding, with the investors. But
Anyway,
all I'm going to say is Goku's down. He is hard down. Chi-Chi crying.
yes.
Making me sad. Chi-Chi is heartbroken because she thinks Goku, he's not moving at all.
No.
And we go into a thing that I won't say yet because I want to talk about this. Goku's on the ground for a while. Some might say he's knocked out.
Some might say.
KO'd. And some might think that, in any other fighting competition, when someone is not on the ground and not moving, some sort of count begins.
Mm-hmm.
But a count doesn't begin
No.
because the announcer is maybe playing favorites.
I didn't.
That's why we gotta shut this tournament down.
That's exactly why those two lawyers
It's
are trying to
corrupt.
shut this tournament down. Look, I know for the conceit of the show, plot armor is a thing. It's real. Main characters have it. Some side characters have it. Even villains have plot armor, okay? Plot armor is a real thing that we're all dealing with the knowledge of now. But to
We're
not
all
even
raising awareness about it.
Yeah, we're getting the word out about
As
plot
secondary and tertiary characters.
armor.
We got to let everyone know about our plot armor and how we can get some of that sweet, sweet plot armor.
Who wants some of that sweet plot armor money?
Oh, I want to rush into danger and not get hurt.
Don't we all?
I want that contractual never lose a fight.
Mm-hmm. You want that?
Hobbs and Shaw got that plot armor?
Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw have more than plot armor.
They got plot force fields. They got plot snipers waiting for them in the wings.
They got plot
ready to take out anyone going against them.
They got plot sensu beans. They got plot armor contracts.
I mean, it's the military industrial plot armor complex.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, not even to feign account. Even in the last two tournaments, the announcer was jet setting across like half of Papaya Island to catch the end of that. But here,
you know Krillin. Mm-hmm. If it was a Krillin or a Yamcha, he's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm like, come on, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I agree with you. Just come on, American version. You can't throw a
one.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like Goku's getting up. 2. Tien really did a number on this one. 3. Like, give us one of those.
Definitely gonna lose.
This might be it for Goku, ladies and gentlemen. They get a lot of cuts to concern Chi-Chi crying and everybody's mouth agape like Goku went down. But
5. We'll find out what happens to him after the commercial. I say, have you been injured by a martial arts tournament? It's negligence.
Yes.
In your area.
Have you been witnessing a Tenkaichi tournament between Tenkaichi tournaments 19 and 24? Have you suffered energy burns from what could only be assumed to be some kind of magical force emanating from the arena?
Have your crops suffered immensely due to the destruction of the moon caused by a member of the Tenkaichi tournament?
Have you found that the amount of tax money accumulated on Papaya Island to be extraordinary for such a large winnings, and you, the taxpayer, get no such rebate for bringing in such business to the state? Then you need to call the lawyers of Southern Fried Law.
That's right. We're finger-licking good when it comes to getting you justice. Even if you've just been hit by a stray bullet at the Tenkaichi tournament when someone tried to push you out of the way.
We cover all accidents, incidences. Even if you are a signed participant of the Tenkaichi tournament, we believe that there are certain fighters that are without a doubt beyond the realm of reality in which the contract is signed. And if you went up against a Monster Beast Girin or
a smelly gentleman.
Yes, of course, a smelly gentleman. If you were duped into fighting an old man who had secret powers.
If you were flabbergasted by a woman fighting, well, that's on you. We don't cover that.
We don't cover that. Get with it. Get with it. Women are fighters. Women are great fighters. Mm-hmm. Ram Fan is my favorite fighter.
Yep, we've got all the posters. Sheep justice for Ram Fan.
Justice for Ram Fan.
Just like justice for Barb. We're big Stranger Things. Look, if you just want to talk about Stranger Things, we're also down for that.
And look, we are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to get you the justice you deserve. I mean, if you were kicked through a wall or off a stage in a rude
or if you were
fashion,
behind the wall, that got kicked through, that's bad too.
If you are a Tenkaichi tournament employee who has to constantly change tiles and as a result you hurt your back and were not able to work for several weeks, give us a call at 1-800-SF-LAW-U2. That's 1-800-SF-LAW-U2.
We're also big YouTube fans, so if you just want to come chit-chat about that, we're down with it too. We might start a podcast.
Maybe.
Still debating.
Still debating, but what we won't debate is justice.
Unless it's on your behalf. I guess that's technically your job.
In a courtroom setting.
Yeah. We should not do it outside of a courtroom. The lawyer's way.
Call now if you've suffered any injustice by by Tenkaichi Tournament or Tenkaichi Tournament affiliates. Call 1-800-SF-LAW-U2. That's 1-800-SF-LAW-U2. Call now, today.
Chi-Chi, sobbing, trying to run towards Goku. Yamcha grabs her. She's like, let me go. You let me see him. And she's like, wait. Yamcha, look, Goku, he hasn't lost yet.
Mm-hmm.
And his little leg starts moving. It looks like his belly's getting scratched.
It does look like his belly's getting scratched under there.
But like, once that starts going, again, I guarantee 10 seconds have passed already.
Oh, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Is all I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen this in other tournaments, and we've said our piece, and we'll move on with this asterisk next to Goku's name. He starts moving his leg, and he's like almost instantly back up. He's fine. He's great.
Not a scratch on the boy.
It hurt a little.
Yeah,
what he says.
He kind of says that. He goes, "Well, that stung in mine," and I was like, "Goku, a savage."
Really, you can't just pretend a little bit.
I know it's
like you almost got me.
It's kind of a bummer for Tien because he's come so far in 3 years after being such a strong fighter, and it's kind of a bummer how the show tracks Goku's ascension and gaining of power, like from Dragon Ball to Z to Super and all that kind of stuff. And we don't get to see Tien because he still trains, but just not, he just can't keep up with Goku after a while.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like the first time that we're actually seeing that, like, guys, Goku's in a league of his own. But I would have appreciated if
Gita Davis,
Goku,
Madonna, Tom Hanks as Master Roshi. Anyway. But that's it for that bit.
It's just kind of a bummer that we don't see Tien progress and grow to be strong like Krillin is strong. Like Krillin ends up becoming, as everybody knows, the strongest human in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Where I think maybe it should have been Tien, but who knows?
Does Tien go to the Tournament of Power?
He does.
Yeah, so that's fine, right?
It's like he gets his send up in that, which is fine, but I don't know. He does have some. He has some good moments in Z.
I mean, he's collateral damage for Goku, man.
Yeah, he's motivation for the hero character, and disdain for the Vegeta character.
Mm-hmm. Roshi has a little bit of an inner monologue.
Oh, perfect.
He's mostly like, oh, Goku. It's unbelievable what he's been able to accomplish. But Roshi says, what scares me the most is his toughness.
Okay.
Because he did fall from the sky.
Yes.
And just got back up.
Yeah.
Which I assume is Goku like, man, if it didn't hurt that much, the only reasoning for it is that Goku just got lazy, didn't want to fly down. It's like, I'll just fall. I'll take a quick snooze on the way down.
Take a little power nap. Dream about some food.
Land on this very soft arena.
It's much softer than my head, of course. So I'll hit with that first.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But yeah, Goku gets up and he immediately tells Tien, he's like, oh well, I already found 2 flaws in your technique.
Yep. He just says Tien has 2 weaknesses.
I do want to give you the English Roshi monologue because I think it's pretty good.
Ooh, all right.
Goku is about as honest as it gets, but when it comes to the laws of physics, he's a wanted man. It seems what makes him so special isn't his strength or his speed, it's his endurance. No one can break him.
Ivan Drago couldn't. Bane couldn't.
That guy from Men in Black 2 couldn't. The Moss
The
Tendrils.
Kit Kat Corporation couldn't. Come on, Goku, break yourself a piece of that sponsorship. It's like, no, I also don't get the reference.
But how about that line? When it comes to the laws of physics, he's a wanted man.
Man. Gravity's out there. This motherfucker.
The Mythbusters can't wait to track him down.
Yes, we must study. See, that's the thing. Mythbusters, they weren't just doing a fun TV show. They were trying to find anomalies such as Goku,
Mm-hmm.
so they could capture him and study him, but they could bust him.
And then they would finally bust him. Jamie Hyneman would be
Yeah.
like, busted, Adam Savage, busted. But now, they've got Savage builds, so Adam Savage is back building stuff. He just did an Iron Man build where he built a realistic Iron Man suit using, I think, titanium printing and
What?
some rockets on his arms, and like legit flew around in an Iron Man suit and stuff. Pretty cool stuff. So I think the logical next step is he's probably going to test Goku's endurance.
Mm-hmm. Well, he made the gravity chamber.
He did. Little did people know that Adam Savage did an internship and a 2-year run as an engineer at Capsule Corp. He was the lead architect for the gravity chamber. So,
yeah. What happened was,
go on, Aaron.
he got all his patent paperwork finished. It was very late at night when he did it, which kind of mistake one, but he works hard. He got all the patent paperwork. Bulma comes in like, "Hey, you look tired. I'll file that for you."
Oh, of course.
And then he's like, "Oh, thank you, Bulma. You're so kind. Also, are we still on for dinner Friday?" She's like, "Yeah, of course."
Oh no.
He goes home, a smile on his face, thinking about all those big bucks he's gonna make.
Mm-hmm.
Because the gravity chamber has countless military uses.
Yeah, of course. Military. It'll help the industrial complex. You can test out your designs in high gravity situations. Oh,
Yeah.
Keep going. I'm sorry.
Everyone gets swole.
Mm-hmm. Everybody gets super swole.
Oh, just as a home gym.
Of course.
We all know the big bucks in the health industry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But Bulma, after he leaves, it goes dark. And we just see a slash of light on her mouth as she gives a sly grin.
Mm-hmm.
Whites out his name, puts in Bulma.
Oh, no.
But it's in poor handwriting because she never learned penmanship.
Yeah.
Because she skipped school all
She
the
skipped
time.
those classes.
And she submitted it. And under her own name.
And that's when thank
That's
God.
why he had to go do mythbusting.
That's why he had to
He was
create a
disgrace.
dynasty on Discovery Channel. Because he was a disgraced Capsule Corp employee. And it's all by the hands of that ruthless businesswoman, Bulma.
Woman. Yeah, because he went to Professor Priest and he's like, she stole it. And it's like, my sweet Bulma, who's blameless and this isn't nepotism, by the way.
It's not nepotism. Nepotism, by definition, is son.
Her track record of showing up whenever she wants, adventuring, inventing things here. She did this shrinky watch and then just threw it away.
She gave it to an old pervert.
Yeah, you think she cares about patents? Except this one time where she strangely did care about patents of an invention she invented.
And then Bulma's mom.
Not you.
My Bulma would never, ever do something like that. And for you to insinuate that and insult my family in front of my cat and all of our robot butlers is unconscionable. Fire him. Fire him, honey.
Bulma, I think you should do the honors. Co-president Bulma.
And Adam Savage, no!
I was up for that co-presidency.
You have to be 35 to be the co-president.
Well, I'm changing the constitution of this great nation, which is Capsule Corp. An amendment.
Oh.
It's a living document. Get used to it.
Oh God, the Bulma clause in the Capsule Corp Nation Amendment, which is pretty much what the Nation of West City is. It's owned by Capsule Corp.
It's there to support. It's like Google Town, right?
Yeah, it's Googleville.
there to support whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
It's there just to support Google.
Yeah, and just to throw a shameless Kojima reference in there, Dr. Briefs is president of jack shit. That's Death Stranding. I will be pre-ordering the deluxe edition for no reason. Kojima can have my money.
Here you go, bud. Tien gets baited a little bit. Like you said, his pride's on the line. He's losing sight of what's really important. Beating up people.
Mm-hmm.
So Goku's like, hey, try it again if you think you can, you can do it. Tien just does the same thing again, which is stupid, right?
Yep.
Didn't work. He's like, oh, I'll just use all my power this time. That'll do it. Four corners of Tien. Mushroom cloud at Goku.
We kind of see Goku riding the wave of the explosion that creates into the sky.
Eye lasers get shot up again.
Mm-hmm. And right as it seems like they are going to hit the target, we see Goku put his hands next to his head and use the solar flare technique. A dazzling...
He does apologize.
Oh, yeah, he does apologize right before.
He's like, sorry, I'm using your technique, but fuck you.
And then Goku does like the coolest float down, like his arms are crossed, like he's Drake or Kanye entering a concert. Unnecessary, but pretty badass. And the announcer the whole time is just like, Goku used the solar flare technique, the same technique that Tien used against Goku in the last Tenkaichi tournament. Which was a really fun moment, I thought. Also, I love the design of it, the sparkling lights.
Because that flare seems to last for a while.
Yeah. And as Goku lands, he says, see, this is your first weak point, is your eyesight's too good. he says,
you got 15-20 vision.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't it be like 15, 10, 20 or something? Because he's got 3 eyes.
Oh, yeah, there's 3. It's optometrists they're baffled by this. They don't quite know how to operate it.
They don't know what to do.
He's got a contact for his third eye, but the other 2 are fine.
The other 2 are fine.
Yeah. In mine, he just says he's got too many eyes. You're just Look, you freak. Here's your weakness. You don't look like me.
Tien has the same weakness as all spiders. Too many eyes.
Yeah, we know that. Here's how you get rid of spiders. You just shine a bright light at them. They can't handle it.
Oh no!
I only have 8 arms. I can't cover all my levels.
Oh, flies are so lucky. They have compound eyes, which prevent them from this exact thing from happening. That's why we eat them.
We're jealous.
We're so jealous of the power of flight, and all we have is butt silk.
Yeah, no one. That we'll have to eat. Also, what's for dinner?
Me.
Butt silk.
Butt silk and bug juice. Ew. Just
bug juice is fine.
Yeah,
that's good.
It's keeping me slim. Hot arachnid summer.
Not too bright though. Not too hot.
Not too hot.
Not too much sun.
I'm adopting your accent now.
I mean, it's very infectious.
It really is. Maybe we should get into spider law together.
There's a lot of fly crimes that we could.
Lots of fly. What
is there Asian there?
What? No. I'm an American brown recluse, if you must ask.
Oh. I'm a black widow, and you're looking pretty good.
Oh, well,
Speaking of slimming down, speaking of hot arachnid summer, how about hot arachnid night?
Oh, you know, I have never had sex before.
Well, you only need one.
I guess you're right.
With 4 eyes.
Oh, guys, I never noticed how pretty you are. Oh, take me in all 8 of your arms,
all
baby.
Right.
I finally
one flag. and see.
Find your kink. As long as it doesn't destroy you in the process, find it. Cherish it.
At least he came. At least he came.
At least she got what she wanted to do.
Yeah, it was mutual. Anyway,
you get into a sex contract with a Black Widow spider. You know how it's ending. Your head's getting bitten off, and your insides are getting sucked through a straw. But
although I think that's more of a mantis thing. But anyway,
no, we're both.
Not.
It's both.
We're not entomologists.
Ooh, that was a sexy word you just said. We're not entomologists, but we are. We're big fans of Goku pretty much embarrassing his friend because
beating up a blind Tien.
beating up 4 blind men.
Four bald blind men in front of his loved ones.
But then because I assume you mentioned that the solar flare lasts for a long time. I think Goku's mastered the technique to the point where he can control it, because it's not until after he points out Tien's second weak point, which is splitting you up into 4, made the original one worse. And then he goes on a tear. He turns off the solar flare and he goes, "Can you see now? Because now I don't have to hold back."
What?
I know I think
none of that happens.
I assumed it didn't. I really assumed that that a lot of this wasn't happening in yours, because it felt a little forced, and as you could tell by me retelling it, it doesn't really fit with Goku's whole thing. But
Goku doesn't even reveal that until he beats ass, until he knocks off. Look, he knocks off 4 Tiens out of the ring, and that's when he's like, "Yeah, splitting yourself into 4 means that each one only has 1/4 the power."
So that was the explanation I was assuming he was going to say, but it was more like they didn't want math in this version of the show.
The original weaker? What?
Yeah, it's weird. Because then I was like, when he said that, I was like, oh, he's going to attack the original Tien, and then the other 4 will poof like Naruto's jutsu. But no, he attacked all 4. They then melded into the one Tien. And it was almost like Goku was saying that by splitting up yourself into 4, your skills were duller. Like his skills were duller, which is kind of what he was saying. Like, you're a quarter less powerful, but
at the same time, it's, you know what it is? And Goku may have solved it here, which is better. So it's, what is it? Would you rather fight 1,000 chicken-sized Godzillas or a Godzilla-sized chicken?
Right.
I think Goku's like, no, give me those chicken-sized Godzillas. I'll just kick them around.
Yeah, I think that would be my thing too. I assume I'd be faster than chicken-sized Godzilla. Or no.
If it's a Godzilla-sized chicken, though, that ain't my... It's like, okay, you have to fight it. Like, no, I don't. The government does. Yeah. This is a natural disaster. Why is it my responsibility?
This is a small... This isn't even a small-scale disaster. That guy breathes fire and the building's still going down.
I understand a bunch of chicken-sized Godzillas. That's more of an infestation.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm a property owner, that's on me, right?
That's on me.
That's like 30 to 40 feral hogs kind of thing.
Oh, 30 to 40 feral hogs.
Got it. We got it. Got it in.
Got it in there.
Done.
Got it.
And we'll never speak of it again. So, but yeah, if it's a big chicken, I don't have to do dick.
Yeah.
They want to study that chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Get Jamie Thompson. Get Jamie in there. He'll bust it up.
Yeah, get those Mythbusters back in here. But yeah, that's it. Pretty much, right? Am I missing anything?
Goku wins. Everyone's a good sport about it.
Everyone's
Yamcha
a
and
good
crew.
Yep.
Yamcha says, I couldn't even see that final bit of the fight. Krillin remarks that Goku's so strong he didn't even have to use a Kamehameha.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that's right.
It's just everyone going like, Goku's strong.
Goku's really strong, guys.
Do you get it?
Get it?
And then they end with a Rocky versus someone else, face to face.
Face to face.
With him and Goku and Piccolo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're almost there, Aaron. We're almost there. The announcer in mine even says, like, get ready for Goku and Junior to fight in the next episode. And I was like, wait, there's another fight. Let's not, let's not skip over Hero.
Let's not jump the gun.
Hero.
I mean, I assume
Kame.
If I can make a prediction, is don't get on that train tomorrow. No, I think Hero or Shin or Kame, however you want to call him, he's just gonna. I think he's just gonna be like, you win. Good luck, fucker.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like that too. I get that's a real. Doesn't Supreme Kai do that in the Buu saga? It's like, oh, I don't want to fight. You can fight Goku. Blah blah blah. And then I was like, oh, great. I really want to see a Kai fight. But I guess I don't get that until Super. But it's a different story. It's a different story.
Fine.
Look, Zamasu did everything wrong. I'll just say that.
Oh, I don't know what those. I don't know what that means yet.
You don't know what it means yet, but I'm only basing that off the memes I see.
Very well.
Yes.
Speaking of stories, we got some more mail for you.
Ooh, baby, I love the mail. Okay, so our first piece of mail comes from CEO Josh. What up, boss? He says, "Hey guys, CEO here. I looked into the original release for y'all. The end of Dragon Ball aired April 19th, 1989, and started April 26th of 1989. So there was no gap between the series. The episode where Krillin loses to Piccolo aired in the beginning of February 89, and get this, the first manga chapter with Z released in October of 88. So like 5 months earlier. So in conclusion, they were 100% sure Z was coming because the manga was never called. Oh, it only goes to Dragon Ball all the way through till the end of Z. Super is a different manga though. Anyway, thought y'all might like that and keep fighting. Sorry I butchered that. But that's interesting.
Because he's saying, okay, so like the manga was never.
The manga never
Z.
changed. Z was only what they
okay.
gave us fools.
Yeah.
Or
Like,
what they
this is
titled
different.
the anime. I guess that's why the hardcore only called it Dragon Ball then. Because I was getting some folks, like you go into a comic shop looking for Pokemon cards, trying to find that Charizard. You know what I'm saying? And you see,
As everyone does.
I saw the manga, and I was like, "Oh my god, Dragon Ball Z!" And then a savvy store clerk would push up their glass and say, "Well, actually, that's Dragon Ball." And I was like, "Dragon Ball Z."
Savvy or shitty?
What?
Savvy or shitty?
Look, they were fine. It's not like I was going to EB Games. EB Games folks were mean. They're always mean to me. I go in there looking for something like, "You don't want that." I'm like, "Don't tell me what I want. I want Metal Arms glitching the system for my PlayStation 2.
I need Zone of the Enders, and I need it now.
Don't tell me that the Japanese version's better. I don't have one of those PlayStations."
About an hour and a half from our place, whenever we'd go out of town as young lads, there was one video game store that had imports, but like you had to do a little bit of hacking. You had to get some like chip. You had to like solder in a chip into your PlayStation. And I had friends who didn't. I had friends who didn't do that, but they would still buy the import like Dragon Ball game.
Oh.
Just to kind of like, I own this and I can look at it. Like, yeah, but you can't play it.
Right.
They're like, no, that's fine. I'm like, no, it's kind of not.
The whole point is to play it. I gotta say, CEO's doing his own research, it seems. Unless he had
that's
an
how
intern.
he became the big. That's how he became the big boss. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty like we are.
Yeah, we're terrified of getting our hands dirty. Look,
I mean, with you know how much I pay for a manicure, I can't.
Aaron's manicure budget is through the roof. But trust me, if you saw those digits, oh, you would have no problem with the amount that we're spending to keep them pristine.
You would say that is worth every single zenny.
Every zenny spent, well earned. Don't you go to the same nail salon that Balma does in West City? It's like super exclusive.
Yeah, I see there sometimes, and when we pass by, it's like she's like Aaron, and I go Balma, and then we just walk by.
Thanks for keeping the beef alive.
Yeah,
she needs the publicity just as much as I need to let the people know that she's terrible.
We know we're both powerful people, and we both know we hate each other. We both want to remind each other that we hate each other.
Yeah, you guys are like Kim Kardashian West and Taylor Swift. Such a manufactured.
I can't destroy you, and God is as good for business that we hate each other. All right, so one more email from again. I'm gonna up. I mean, Ian. I mean, this is what 30 email in a row.
30 email in a row.
Yeah. Like, I guess we got a power listener.
He's evolving.
Oh yeah, you evolved a power listener. Congratulations.
Oh yes.
Subject: Canon. Help. There's exclamation marks. Message: I don't know how long I have. Oh no.
No.
Vince, this is from July. Fuck. Okay.
Wait.
We'll see what we can do. Shit. Okay. I'll just finish it and then we'll see what we can do. He writes, I don't know how long I have. He's been after me for hours. He sucks so much. I knew I had to get a message to you, my compatriots. Dare I say my friends? Nick Cannon, I refuse to capitalize that devil name, has been monitoring the podcast realm for any mention of his name.
No.
He seems to have a problem when it's other people's mouths. He has been monitoring your show for some time, but has had a bad case of being a bitch and hasn't taken action. All right. This all seems very factual.
This
so
all
far.
seems real.
It makes sense. He continues. I believe he heard you read my email on the pod. Caught up, by the way. Oh, nice. Thank you. I'm glad.
Thank you.
And it incited an impotent rage that drove him to find me and try to roast me to a lame studio track on repeat. His rhymes and burns are so weak, I keep falling over like Goku made a pee joke. I've so far kept him at bay by playing that clip of Lil Dicky roasting his ass. He runs off hissing like a cat. He's actually pretty ineffectual. He's mostly just annoying. I'll probably just turn the hose on him. Fuck that head wrap thing. Madam Cleo looking motherfucker. What's he got under there?
Yes!
I'll tell you what. Circuits. Total robot. Keep safe and keep the great content coming. You guys are the best. Keep fighting. Oh, I thought you
yes.
were in trouble.
Yeah.
But you flipped it and reversed it.
Oh, Missy Elliott.
You narfed it and nerfed it.
Nerf friend, yeah. Oh my God.
Oh man.
I want to read that every day.
Yeah.
That was so perfect.
When Vince and I get drafted into the eventual anime wars.
Of course.
And we're down in the fucking shit.
Yeah, when we're in the waifu trenches.
Yeah, we're going to open up that letter and read it. And someone's going to be like, letter from your sweetheart? Because everyone will talk like they're in the 50s again.
Yeah. And I'll say, something like that.
I'll wipe a tear and like, yeah, what he said. And then we'll nod at each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll get shot in the head going over the trench.
And
I'm going to die first, guys. I'll be honest.
Well, if you go, I'll be right behind you after you go down. I'll be like, oh no, my good buddy, how dare you? And despite General Masato trying to keep me at bay, I'll go berserk.
That's no man's land.
I'll go berserk. And then my father, Vincent Ikari, will say, release the dummy fuck. And I'll avenge you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh boy!
I mean, it's gonna be it's gonna be one of those deaths where we're talking about something else. We're trying to do the podcast still, like idiots.
We got mics
during war. We got wartime podcast.
Wartime podcast.
And just a bullet just comes in out of nowhere, unexpectedly, quick, quiet. It'll be quick at least.
And I'll look down. And the only way they saw you was from the glowing red light of my Yeti microphone recording.
Oh no!
And
it was meant for you.
Yeah. Oh man, we have to make that film.
All right. Well, look, if you want to write to us before I die in a wartime act during war, you can do so by writing to us at kamehousepartypod@gmail.com. You can go to our website, kamehouseparty.com, which has. It's our gateway to the world of Kame House Party. With clips, links to social media, ways to subscribe, merchandise. Everything your Kame House Party heart could Kame House Party want.
Mm-hmm. And, don't be shy. If you're on PlayStation Network, if you are on Xbox Live and you see one of us on there, say, hey, shoot us a message. Try to get back to you.
A bunch of people have.
Yeah, a bunch of people have. Some people helped me out in Borderlands 2. They saw I was struggling and jumped in there. A couple people over the time, but jumped into the Destiny clan. We've got a Kame House Party clan, that's right. We're gearing up for Shadow Keep. If you want to jump back in, Destiny's going to be free soon. So the barrier to entry is real low, and I will grind with you. Not that kind.
Wait, how free?
Oh, Aaron, base game Destiny about to be 100% free.
But you pay for expansions?
And then you pay for expansions. Look, after
I tried to get back into Warframe recently, but I'm like, I can't fucking do this.
Yo, Warframe looks like a lot. The new update looks
there's
insane.
a lot. There's a lot. It's super fun, but it is an investment game.
Yeah, you get
that's a young man's game.
It's a young man's game. Well, that was a young man's game when the PlayStation 3 released.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. That's so crazy. That I've been around for that long. Like I thought it was crazy when I was watching I guess old like G4 the Warcraft show or the Eververse show that they used to do. And I was like, this game is how old? And now I am saying that still about Warframe. But yeah, hit us up on all social media channels. We love interacting with the fans. You guys make our day. Like that email was great. All the emails are great. CEO Josh, super evolved listener Ian, and everybody else who contributes to the pod and likes and shares and subscribes. Sharing the podcast is the best way for us to grow. Leaving 5-star reviews on whatever podcast server you choose to get us from. We're not too picky. But, again, no matter what you've got going on in the world, if you're basically putting your friends in their place in the Tenkaichi tournament, or you're putting Nick Cannon in his place in the real world like we all should, that head wrap is terrible, and you've got to keep